So heaven meets earth like an unforeseen kiss, and my heart turns violently inside of my chest. I don't have time to maintain these regrets when I think about the way he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves.
I can tell you I've learned so much from my children. I've watched them go from these little aliens that just lay there and blibber and blabber and poop and pee, and that's pretty much all they do. They just lay there. They really can't do much. But it's crazy because you can watch as time goes by, their mind will start to change. And the contentment that they have just laying on the ground, just laying in one spot, that contentment, it shifts. There's a change mentally. They decide, wait a minute, I need to go over there. I want to be where they are. I'm not okay being right here anymore. You can watch them, it's so crazy, man. They'll start to, after the change kicks in, their body will start to struggle. They'll start to use their muscles, try to push off with their arms. They start kicking their feet a little bit more. You hear them starting to try to use their voice, and next thing you know, as they struggle, the muscles grow. They get stronger. The abilities of this little alien start to shift to where they're able to find success. My kids will go from they won't move to now they roll over. They go from rolling over to crawling. They go from crawling to walking. But at every single stage, the same things happen. There's a change followed by struggle, which causes growth, and then they succeed. It's an awesome philosophy that has taught me so much in my own life.
Man, success, how is it measured? Is it measured by how many likes you have on Facebook? How many times somebody retweets you? Is it measured by how many people are watching your Snapchat story? Sometimes success is just being in a place you know you're supposed to be. And for me, that's being here. It's serving in the church. It's doing what I do every week. And not just a church. Like we talk about the church building all the time, but we talk about taking what we do and what we're about in this building and showing people outside of this building, being a light and shining that light bright.
So I continued to grow, and I started to find people like Darian Sanders and Southland Christian Church. I just started to find people and places that could help me get back on my feet. I've continued to grow since then. I've been able to live this life in Kentucky the way that life is supposed to be lived. I have friends and family members that love me and that I love. I met my beautiful wife. We're going on 5 children now. And I started a job at Dan Cummins Chevrolet in Paris, Kentucky. Of all places, I moved all the way from Flagstaff, Arizona, this small town. I wanted to do the big city living. I had to make a change. I had to get out of there, and I did make the change, and I struggled, and I grew, and then I found success in a small town of Paris, Kentucky, with 9,000 people, if you can believe it.
It's funny. I think about my job, and I realize every week, people come to me, and they allow me to share Jesus with them. I don't have to try, and I don't have to go anywhere. They come to me. But then I think about my friends and my family and you even. And you live a life that's outside of the church. 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You see people on a day-to-day basis and rub shoulders with them that I necessarily don't get a chance to. And I think, man, you're making a difference. To me, you're being successful. You're sharing Jesus, and you're taking Jesus outside of the four walls of the church, sometimes far better than we can even imagine doing, because you're doing life with people.
Basically, the way that we've gotten here is by living by these philosophies that I learned from my kids. I learned that you have to make this change. You have to change the mindset. Once you make that change, what follows is struggle. You are going to struggle. There is no other way. There's no way to grow. You can go in the weight room and you can lift 3-pound weights and you can do it 600 times and you won't grow. You've got to struggle. You've got to put on the weight. You've got to strain the body in order for the growth. So I've learned this lesson. There's change, then there's struggle, and the struggle is okay. The struggle is purposeful. Through the struggle, you will grow. And on the other side of growth, just on the other side, is this wonderful thing called success. Success, which can be defined in so many ways. Success can be financial success. Success can be spiritual success. Success can be raising a family, taking care of your children and your wife and your loved ones and your friends. And success ultimately means having a connection and a relationship with your higher power, God. So remember these things. Change. You've got to do it here. You want your life to be different? First, it starts with change. Remember, after that, you will struggle. Embrace the struggle. In the struggle is growth. And on the other side of growth is success.
A good buddy of mine that I work with and do life with, he kind of rocked my world a couple weeks ago. He said a quote that really shook me up. He said, "The church building doesn't change people. Jesus does. Our own responsibility is just to introduce people to Jesus and then let him do the rest." And I'd heard that before, not necessarily in that same order or that same phrasing, but I'd heard the general gist of it. But for some reason that has really kind of hit home with me this past couple weeks. Just thinking about what the church building is and what it's about. There's this reverence and there's this greatness about the church building and us gathering and having fellowship and worship and getting a message every week and doing that as a body and as a community. But there's also something to be said about what we're supposed to do past Sunday. Going out and reaching people, going out and actually doing life with people and taking what we've learned in the building and taking it out and being that light of Jesus. That's what we're called to do, and that's what we need to do.